day one. This is Pappy Middleton. He's going to explain what's going to go on today, what we're doing, what we've been doing.
We're just setting up everything and getting tones for all the different instruments, which we've just finished doing, and then we're just going to start tracking the songs. And just what we try to do out here is just kind of get in a laid back, easy groove, because we're out here in the country and there's dogs and squirrels and hoot owls and everything else around here. To me, all the magic that happens today will be just when the guys get the feeling going and then just start having fun playing. And to me, that's always been where the magic happens, is when the humans get in and do their thing. When it all comes together, you all know it. You're not sitting there, planning for a computer to make the song come out the way you want to do it. You play it, do it, there it is. So cool. That's what we like to do out here.
Thing ready to run? This is Bumpkin here. Next to me is Dan Underhill. I wanted to introduce him separately. He's been with me the longest. He's a great drummer, has a real exacting as far as what he's looking for, and he tries his best to find what I'm looking for.
Basically, you were looking for a bass player, and I suggested talking to Doug Burke, because Andy
I got that email.
He's a good bass player, and I don't guess Andy could do it, but Doug recommended Jason. Mm-hmm. And then, that was for the last album. But then for this one, we hooked up with Jerko, which is kind of weird because I was in a band with Jerko like, 9 years ago? So it's kind of weird how it kind of all circled back around.
Yeah, as far as the motivation for this documentary, I've never done one. But a former girlfriend of mine suggested that I do a documentary, since most people don't know what the recording process is like. And I think the studio lends itself. It's a beautiful studio. And I think some people will want to see the documentary just for the sake of seeing a top-notch studio. And thirdly, I want to promote the album. It's an EP, Additional Dysfunction, which will be the follow-up to my 2007 album, More Songs About Drinking and Women Who Left, which was also recorded here. So I want to thank Sheila. Sheila, you're the one that gave me the idea to do this, and I'll thank my friend in Mississippi, who was the impetus behind most of these songs that I wrote, good and bad. So you got anything else to add?
Maybe later.
Dan will have something to add later.
Okay, so I got your talkie back. Okay, when you hear the click track, here you go.
Living on my roots.
Well, now that you hear the click track.
Blame it on my roots. What's that next chord after that? Boy, eyes. Boy, that's a...
I covered my click track.
I don't know what the next would be, but all of my roots, eyes. That's not... I think it's a strange chord. One of those chords that's more than just normal,
Stand by with it.
Not much new. Still feel like crying. Better yet, dying. She said we're through. I something that you were hell-bent on leaving. I tell myself there's nothing I couldn't do, but my conscience ain't agreeing, since you're not the first one leaving. I'm not quite ready to blame it on myself. You found someone new.
Basically on Blame It On Something,
Good for you.
I was sitting on my apartment porch as I usually do. I was on beer number 5 or 6 or whatever. And
Well, it won't.
I think I had the melody in line before the lyrics. Usually it's melody first, then lyrics for me. But I had this lyric. It was there's not much new, still feel like crying, or better yet dying. And I said, well, that's a great lyric. Still feel like crying, or better yet dying. So that was the main thrust in me completing that song. The song also serves as a good bridge between the album from 2007 and the album in 2012, because there really isn't much new.
First one leaving. I'm still not ready to blame it on myself. It's not much new. Still feel like crying, or better yet, dying. She said we're through.
Well, I'll be able to overdub solos.
You want to do another?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Sure, yeah.
I'm thinking we should do 3 takes on each song at minimum, even if we think the second take was good. Pappy can have more to work with.
Well, stand by, boys.
Sometimes when I get real drunk, get a hankering to call you up, but I don't. Thank God I
Now, sometimes when I get real drunk,
don't.
I wrote that one just so I could use the word hankering in the song.
I think of home. When the light of day comes round, I thank God you're mine no more. I sober up and the mind gets clear about why I left our house before. Sometimes when I get real drunk, I get a hankering to call you up, but I don't. Thank God I don't. But I don't. Thank God I don't.
Two, three, four. Girl, when you gonna let me in the state? It's getting pretty late. It's getting pretty late. When I was young, we had time and love to waste. Now we're running out of ways. Out of ways to say
Are you still at the end? This maze you got me stuck in. Hoping there's time. Hoping there's time. Still at the end, this maze you got me stuck in. Hoping there's time, hoping there's time. So I heard you dumped another man. Seems to be your yearly plan. Take them in and send them on the way. I thought you'd settle down by now, but old habits help be the last to break. Word in this town travels fast. Get her 'cause she will not last. I'm another standing in the line.
There's a reason that we had to do some extra rehearsing in studio on gonna be the one you've been treating bad. I changed my mind 2 or 3 times on that song. Changed it from the key of G to the key of D. Then I changed the outro. So they're probably just waiting for me in the studio just to see what key it was gonna be in that day. So we got it rectified, but that problem was mostly attributed to me not figuring things out. Minor. G.
What caused my girl to act this way? I can only speculate. No one knows, it's clear you'll never say. Maybe someone hurt you long ago and you cried until your heart just ran away.
The last take was overall the best. Do you mind if the drums are all from the last take?
The last take, I'm okay with.
Okay, let's go to the last take.
All right,
We'll
that's
do the last take, and there were very few mistakes on that last take.
If you want to do dual acoustic tracks, which I would suggest because it's going to make it so big and full,
Right.
and rhythmically it's going to give it, if you're playing in time with yourself, it's going to be a really nice little motion to it all. And then just those underlying things like that, here and there for the nuances to it. I mean, it could be way out on the right side, up here in a reverb thing.
Yeah.
Where you
Just hear this little thing.
When you say dual acoustic, you want me to play tomorrow acoustic twice over? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, just double layer it twice.
yeah, each song will define what it needs. I think we ought to keep that one and then add the other chord on top of it and then play with it in the mix. Because the timing that you've got right now with the punch in, to me, feels really, really cool. It feels like you played a really nice lick to hit that last chord. So if we play another track tomorrow to do what we're doing and put the big chord on it,
Okay.
and then lay that in it, I think it'll all work really, really good together. Who's that drummer guy?
Can you smooth out some of my fills? Do you have a smooth button?
Yeah, I've got an iron. There's a little thing. That's the next icon. Will be an iron. Can you straighten out my rhythm section right here?
Don't they do that though with Pro Tools? I mean, don't they?
Oh,
They
yeah.
run this stuff through Pro Tools.
Could you fluff up this one bit? A little. Can you polish this?
Yeah. What's that little plug-in? It's called Fluff. And this was called Muff.
I don't know how much you cry, but I know it's time to face what we both know. It's time you let me go. It's clear what path you're on, and I'll try to say it's all God's plan, a game my heart won't understand, knowing where it's been.
It's kind of one of those songs that, you know, you're understanding that it's over, and now it's like going towards the positive instead of just putting down the negative. And so I kind of feel the drums kind of being a little bit more free to, you know, to push into the next sections. It doesn't have to be over the top, it just has to, you know, feel a little bit more like the bird being freed out of your hand instead of the bird being held captive.
From love's long gone, I thought that I could turn you on. Now time has proven you wrong. Too blind to see it for myself, that all the time that's left won't change your mind. I don't know how much you cry, but I know how much I try to show you I'm not them. I hold out hope before we're old. Memories died, kept you alone. 'Cause honey, I'm not through trying. It's time to face what we both know. It's time you let me go. It's clear what path you're on.
What y'all think?
I like the liveliness of the drums a little bit better. Dan, what do you think? I mean, I like it better. I thought everything was great but the drummer. Does everybody just want to listen to it?
Yeah, let's take a break and come in and listen to it. Buddy's singing
I
the
don't know
song
which
about it.
take it was, but one of the takes I was really happy with both my solos. Like we got done with the take, I was like, oh, that was good. So
I know. Well, I think it was the last one.
You think it was the last one?
Yeah. And so if the rhythm track's good, we'll drag that over and see if it fits in. But
Okay.
I mean, you're at the same tempo. It ought to be
Yeah.
close.
I don't know how much you cry, but I know how much I try to show you I'm not there.
good call, Pappy. How much extra owe you?
I like that first
Oh,
modest
another
mouth solo.
7-11.
Like the scronk.
Skronk.
I only heard that one mistake by you, which you
Yeah,
filled up.
there's like, I don't know, one of the takes where I was like, wow, I managed to come out of that with my head on.
Is that possible to overlay?
For him to come out with his head on?
No, to overlay a solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're synced to the click, it should be.
Yeah.
So let's just do.
I do like that drum track the best, so I guess we could work around the drum track. I think that's what Pappy's thinking, but then
Yeah.
again, who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sweet. All right.
Well, day one's done. It's about 8. We were able to get all 5 songs tracked. Pappy, of course, was a big help as far as patching, which is a great advantage of the digital technology. Dan came in sick this morning. He slowly feels better. Dan,
Look at him. Doesn't he feel better?
Dan gave whatever he had to Jason.
Yeah.
And I guess I wanted to get everybody's. I was real pleased with the whole thing. The fact that we only had 5 songs instead of 8 like last time, it lent itself to more. Lent itself to more something. Dan, how do you feel?
I think it came out okay. You know, would have been nice to feel good.
And that's actually the comment of a drummer who was not feeling good and playing, and he actually played really, really good. And most players that I know, when they're sick, something comes together for them that brings it out of it, because that's what good music does. And so I'm real pleased with this drum tracks. I don't
So
care
am
if
I.
you're sick. I'm glad you're sick. I'm glad you get better.
Yeah, it was a good day. You know, it was a little bit nervy at first for me, song 1, but song 2 felt really good. You know, Dan started playing different, and so the whole it was just trying to marry that groove with a riff.
That was a good day. I mean, it's a process. I think a lot of people think that you walk in and you bang it out and then you goof off for 9 hours, and it isn't anything like that. So.
Well, for me, what I felt and experienced today is pretty much why I built the studio here the way that I did, because like any business, the studio can be built for one reason, and that's to make money, or it can be made to make magic. And that's what I heard out of all you guys today. At certain different times, each one of you kind of felt something in that groove. I mean, I think all of you should be proud of what we got today. And as we get into the second day and get into the overdubs and any little minute fixes that need to be done, it's just going to sound and feel better. And so I think today we got a really good day, and the fact that we got all the tracks done that we went after and didn't go after too many. You want to be able to have the time to think about it a little bit, try a few things, and y'all tried a few things today. I think it worked really good. You get something different, and through the course of a creative day, that's the magic. That's when it happens.
This place definitely lends itself to that.
And I started building this thing when I was 50 years old now. I'm just trying to finish that, that thing that hit me a long time ago.
Yeah.
A little piece of
I
heaven.
made it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why I came back.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're back.
Well, I guess this is day one over. I got nothing. Bumpkin here. This is day 2 of recording and tracking. We did tracking yesterday, and we were able to complete tracking on all songs.
And I like the way, like on both solos, they do a really good job of coming out and hitting back in.
Yeah.
I heard the one questionable
part, but like you said, considering the fact that it is a dysfunctional song to begin with, I don't.
Yeah, I think it kind of works too. It's kind of like the guitar player's drunk. He's really trying to get down.
And the listener, I know what like a reviewer is going to say, but then again, some reviewers will get it,
Right.
and I don't care. And actually, he's like, oh man, maybe the guitar player was drunk when he played.
I mean, if it's anything, it's that one note.
It's the one.
It's that one note in there, I think.
Most of my vocals yesterday were considered scratch vocals, which means that we're not going to be using them, which means I'll have to re-record them today so I can have a little more exactitude regarding what the vocals should sound like. Because when you're recording them in a full band setting, you're so worried about the way everything else sounds, the way your own instrument sounds, that sometimes the exact thing you're looking for vocally is not there until you overdub the second day.
That one, to me, it's the one I like. It's kind of like, it's like a guy drunk trying to bend a note and he just doesn't quite get there. Or he hit the wrong note higher and then smeared it past it.
Yeah.
The hope is that we get everything done today as far as overdubbing, because Jerko has got a family to attend to and I don't want him to have to come back tomorrow. So we might have to push Jerko at the end of the day for that sake. And so the mission is to get all the overdubs done today so that the mix part is just me and Pappy tomorrow.
It's like Jimmy Page, man. You're falling down the stairs, but you land on your feet.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to go that far. You know what I mean? Like, with the.
Well, let's go
What do
ahead.
you think? I mean, y'all.
Let's get the acoustic
All right.
tracks on it, because that's going to solidify the
Okay.
basic track of it.
Okay.
But at the same time, the rest of it, it's loosey goosey.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you want me to take another stab at that, I will.
No, just that one note.
I mean, but like he said, to me, it's just kind of, you hear guitar players do that all the time. They stretch it, and you're kind of like, oh, are they going there? Like, yeah.
I mean, with Melodyne, we could even take it further out of.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
You could smear it for them, right? Yeah,
really.
smear it for them. I mean, the idea is right. It's just that I don't quite get there.
Well, the other side of all this, and people don't do this very much, and I bring a singer back in just to do it, where you're hitting that note, where you can kind of go, some physical thing.
Hey, Lucille. Hey, girl.
Say, oh, damn. Oh.
Because the end of that solo is, I think, pretty dang good. When it comes out.
I like it.
I like it. And if I could just listen maybe to the whole track one time.
When I was young, I had time enough to wait. I'm running out of ways to see. Are you still at the end? This maze you got stuck in, hoping there's some time.
Can you bring the overall level of the delay, the echo delay, just down a touch?
Yeah.
Not much.
Too much?
No, that's fine.
Hoping there's some time. Hoping there's some
that first, I hear you saying that first note on the solo.
First note on the solo, and whatever else you think and
Okay.
Pappy think needs to be done.
I think that front part, what we're saying is that the delay beat is a little off, and I think it detracts a little to me as a listener.
Yeah.
But since I got it set up for the solo, let's just
Okay, let's get the
recut it.
solo in.
When I was young.
Good boy. Pappy says you're getting old. Yes, he is. This is Buster. I met him about 5 years ago on my last album, More Songs About Drinking, Women Who Left. And he apparently is the only dog still alive. There are two of them. He's still alive. It's kind of advanced in age, but I wanted to give him a interview on how he thinks the recording went. You see, you can't get the biscuit until you tell me how it went. How did it go? How'd it go, Buster? He's laying down. That generally, I don't know. Did you even listen at all to? All right, well.
He
All right.
did 6.
Well, Buster, I guess no news is good news. Here you go, bud. Take care. You going off now? All right. See ya. Well, the deal with Buster is, it appeared that he was there just to eat and run, but which maybe he was, but his contributions, were essential to the completion of the recording. I just don't think we could have done it without him. Closer to the feel that I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's a lot like that. Let's just do another one, play a couple of them, and we'll keep them all.
It was actually Jerko's idea to use the lap steel on the chorus of "Gonna Be the One You've Been Treating Bad." Before we started rehearsing, and even during, I encouraged more of a communal approach to the record. When I was younger, I would say it's going to be my way, and that's it. But seeing as how each of these guys are talented musicians, they each had something to bring to the table. And I think the addition of the lap steel was good, and it's something I hadn't used before. So I appreciated these guys. Each of these guys brought their own ideas, and I think it was for the betterment of the entire project.
This is just my take. I'm just being perfectly honest. I really like the feel of that solo that I did there. On both of them. I mess up on the one, but I think if you take the one first half and the second half and you put them together, I think you've really got something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm worried about my acoustic. I mean, yeah, I'm sure I could get it tomorrow after 3 or 4 takes,
Because if you double that acoustic, you double that, and you bring that, it'll
Okay,
you
good.
get the
All right.
harmonics
No, I
there
see what y'all are saying.
like.
I forget that there is a tomorrow.
I mean, it's up to you. I just think that
No, let's
there's
try
something to me inspired about my playing. Like when I listen back to that, is I'm really into the song, and I'm really.
Yeah, well,
let's try to
that's
do what
I'm
Jerko
saying,
says.
because what I'm hearing, instead of the 2 tracks all the time, it's just 1 track going to where it all works, and then the other track taking over for where it works. Because I like what you're playing rhythmically, just that rolling electric picking thing keeps the whole song doing this.
Okay.
You know, and once we add the other part, it starts finding itself. But yeah, I'm with you on the lead breaks.
Yeah, the first one and then the second one.
You know, the second track, the first lead break works.
Yeah, and the second
first
track, the second. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan.
I'm in agreement.
Okay.
You're agreeing with who?
What does the monkey say?
Hypno Monkey.
Well, it's day 2. We're done with that. That means basically that we were able to get all of Jerko's solos done. You're worried about that. Pappy came up with some great ideas. He did some double tracking to make it seem like a fuller sound than what we had, but
We threw everybody out in the room and did hand claps and stuff like that, and then we threw all of us out there and we all sang like a bunch of dudes out on the prairie. So we had some good time with the song that just calls for having a good time. Which again, that's the kind of stuff, you know, being in my own house, it's you know, anything is fun. Let's play and enjoy it. That's what music's all about. And again, these guys flowed and created and did what they do. You know, and that's the real fun side of it. For me as an engineer, that's the fun side of it, is seeing these guys enjoy and create. And Jerko was just, you know, oh, we did this different here, so I got another idea. And all of a sudden, here comes another guitar track, another lead break that you know, takes it to another place. And so, for me, this has been another great day. 2 days in a row.
You know, I thought it was good. I was happily surprised by a lot of things that we recorded on the first day, coming back to it the second day, and you know, thinking I had to redo something, and it was good. That happened a lot, and I really enjoyed recutting whatever I had to recut. So it was a good day, I thought.
I had the idea that I wanted a lower tone. Floor tone. Dan came and basically he stayed in here at 8 hours for about 7 minutes of work. So I appreciate that. And these guys, they performed real admirably, and they even worked off the cuff, and they executed my last minute ideas to perfection. So that means that on day 3, all we're basically going to have to do is a little bit of vocals, and Pappy will be mixing, and that'll be relatively a lot easier, I think, compared to what we've done already. And so I'm really proud. This is an important point. Pappy is paid to be an engineer. He's not necessarily paid to wear a producer's hat, which he did. And so I can't recommend Palmyra Studios is highly recommended, because there are some engineers that go, well, who's your producer? Well, I'm not, you know, I've been in studios before where the engineer just sits there. This is not that type of studio. He's not going to just sit there. He will wear a producer's hat. He knows I'm a relatively lower budget. He treats everybody the same. Famous people, small potatoes, and I'll be back here in another 5 years.
I know a producer in LA that when he starts on a project, he goes over and he puts pieces of paper on the wall, tacks them up there, and puts the name of each song that they have that they're going to do for the album. If it's 12, 14 songs, there's 12, 14 pieces of paper up there. And it doesn't matter if it's the cleaning lady or the yard mower out there. If he's listening to y'all doing something, he goes, oh man, you know, a little cowbell right here wouldn't be bad. Music leads everybody to a whole different experience on every song and everything you do, and everybody's got a different opinion of it. And that's what I expect out of every other musician that comes in this place, is to not to be afraid to express what you feel, and that makes every song better all the way through the process. And to me, that's what's wrong with the biggest part of this music industry right now, is there's very little expression by anybody other than somebody that's in charge of saying you got to do it this way and we're going to put it out this way. And so I feel consequently about 90% of the stuff we get is crap because they just found a way to package it and make money with it. I'd much rather be doing what we're doing right here, just creating a good feel of honest musical expression and having a good time doing it. And because to me, that's what lives on forever in the music. I couldn't even imagine Aretha Franklin being 18 years old and going to New York City and doing a hip hop session. I just couldn't imagine that I would ever listen to her music. But man, I get goosebumps when I listen to her music from 30 years ago, and I will till I'm in the wind. Anyway, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
Well, I guess I should probably get back into the thing. Yeah, but
Sang one, monkey.
Back
Yeah.
to work.
yeah, well, now we're
Was that Ray Stevens song, Guitars and his jungle band?
we're getting
Sing one, monkey.
we got about 20 minutes left, and I think Pappy has time for maybe one or two vocals, and Jerko is probably going to be killing me because I'm keeping him.
No, I'm gonna load up with Josh.
That's all right, and I'll be killed by Jerko later, but that's later. It's not now, so.
I'm gonna load up with Josh.
I think he got you. Go.